a podcast to honor the gods.
This better come with a sacrifice.
Dave X Media.
By order of the High Inquisitor of Hogwarts, all student associations, societies, teams, groups, and clubs are henceforth disbanded. An organization, society, team, group, or club is hereby defined as a regular meeting of 3 or more students. Permission to reform may be sought from the High Inquisitor, Professor Umbridge. No student, organization, society, team, group, or club may exist without the knowledge and approval of the High Inquisitor. Any student found to have formed or belong to an organization, society, team, group, or club that has not been approved by the High Inquisitor will be expelled. The above is in accordance with Educational Decree Number 24, signed Dolores Jane Umbridge, High Inquisitor. Welcome to the Restricted section, the podcast in which we kind of like Harry Potter, kind of don't. If you haven't done the reading, don't worry, we did it for you. Here's what we're talking about today. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, Chapter 17, Educational Decree Number 24. As Umbridge's first action as High Inquisitor, whatever the fuck that means, she has decided to disband all school clubs and make them apply to her to reinstate. Kind of awkward timing since Harry just created a club specifically to rebel against her teachings, specifically. But that's okay. Hedwig gets hurt in the line of duty, but she's only hurt for now. It's okay. And Sirius Black almost gets caught sticking his head in the Gryffindor common room fireplace. Welcome to the Restricted section where kids are allowed to go into whatever dormitory they want to. I guess with permission of whomever
maybe
lives
with some
inside.
rules.
Just like kicking down doors.
So maybe not whatever dorm they want to.
Kids are allowed, irrespective of gender, I guess maybe is like the end of that.
What they identify with. No, because continue the episode. Christina.
Anyway, we'll get there. We'll talk about it.
I identify my gender as a revolving door.
I identify as a slippy slide.
I haven't really thought about this.
You could be in the moon bounce.
Leave it in the comments below.
It's like the fun is escalating. Anyway, my co-host today is obviously Mary Clay.
Obviously.
Say hello to the listeners, Mary Clay.
Hello to the listeners, Mary Clay. It's funny every time.
Say obviously to the listeners.
Obviously.
Well done.
I love that.
And our special guest today is Charlie from Of the Eldest Gods. Charlie, you have been on a lot of our episodes on the main feed and the bonus feed, so I'm sure, listeners, that you have heard them already, and if not, it won't be hard to find them if you just go randomly spelunking through our podcast in any direction.
I've never seen or heard of this person before in my life.
They've had a break from me for a little bit,
Since the summer, it's like, you're like our most recurring guest, I feel like.
I don't know why. Is it because you like me? Or is it because you hate me and you just like really, really want to edit all of my audio out of the podcast?
You have to love your friends if you want them on your podcast because you have to listen to their stupid voices. Be like, Andrew, if you're listening, drink some water, babe.
When I texted y'all, listeners, I had a group of the Deus Ex Media creators on That's What I'm Talking About for Rings of Power, and I texted everyone afterwards and was like,
so early in the episode.
We are so annoying in this episode. We're all screaming. This is terrible.
If you're annoying with your friends, that's just friendship, baby, you know?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So, Charlie, how have you been since, I don't know, rewind. Let me hit the old rewind button on this schedule. Goblet of Fire, scroll, and then I'm at the end, and then I scroll back up. Charlie, how have you been since May 25th, 2022 was the last time? No, that's wrong. It's
that
actually
is
later.
so wrong.
It was hold on. I have it in here. June 15th. No, I don't know when it was. Yeah. June. Crushing it with these numbers.
Was it Pride Month? Was that the last time I was on?
It was June 15th.
Yeah?
It was Pride Month. It was for Sorted. Anyway, have you been since June 15th?
You know, I've gotten sick quite a few times since then.
Well, you work with children now.
Ugh.
Do you like your new job besides that?
I do. In fact, I get a lot of dopamine seeing the children's faces. And then I'm like,
Well, good.
well, now I have to change a diaper. No, it's fine. I still
Diapers
love
aren't
them.
even
Here,
that bad.
Speaking of children, look at my nephew on Santa's lap.
Oh
Baby.
my god.
Look at how
What
grumpy
a
he
perfect little baby. What a perfect baby.
I love
Look at his.
Oh
his
my god, he's
show.
wearing red corduroy Oshkosh Bagosh overalls.
Yep.
We were
can't
talking
stand
about
it.
show. I was just waiting for the smallest opportunity to show that picture.
Any opportunity.
Aren't nibblings awesome?
It's great.
They're
they're
so much better than having actual children. I don't know. I guess
No,
Brooke
it's
kind of
so
likes
true.
it, but
It's so
personally,
true.
I feel like my two nieces, one actually related to me via my sister-in-law, and the other one, Brooke's baby. I'll do anything for them. It's easy to love them because I don't have to do the whole thing.
Yes.
Wow.
Anyway, I'm getting real poetic. I've had like a pretty down week, y'all. Like, do y'all get like the wintertime depressos?
I mean,
yeah.
I wouldn't single that out to just one season a year.
Well, the seasonal depression, it's darker a lot.
Just
It can't be seasonal if
Yeah.
you're always depressed.
How about both?
I started a new job 3 weeks ago, and I always kind of get like new job depression too, where I'm like, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
Even though I'm like, I like love it and it's amazing.
Yay!
So,
I didn't know you started a new job. Congratulations.
thank you so much. Guess what I'm doing?
Publishing or writing?
Books. It's book stuff. It's book stuff.
Always. When are you not doing book things?
Yeah, so I just feel like I've had a weird well, and it's also been like pouring fucking rain today.
Oh my
and,
gosh!
like,
Right?
I've just been so cold and like pissed and like wearing all my different sweatpants and like my energy's been not good. So I really rallied. I had some chicken cilantro wontons for dinner, and I'm drinking some white wine. So I'm ready to get silly here on the restricted section.
As always.
Yay!
Other news, I also got a new ergonomic desk chair. So if it sounds like I'm fidgeting a little bit, it's because I don't get it.
All right.
It's one of those ones that you kind of like kneel on, you know?
Oh yeah.
I like it. It just, I feel like I have to move
My
all the
lower
time.
back issues could never.
Yeah. Same.
I switch between this chair and a regular chair. Anyway, nobody cares. Desk talk.
Let's talk about desks, actually, because I am so fed up with my desk scenario because
Okay.
I recently, and by recently, I mean like 4 months ago. No. When was October? October.
2.
October months ago. Our old office, my company's it was changing office locations, and they're downsizing to a smaller office because so many people work remote. Hello, me. And they had all these extra monitors, and I had my work computer is like it's the tiniest screen you've ever seen in your like the laptop they issued me
no.
is the tiniest little screen. So I went and got a monitor. But the way that like my desk is set up now, and like I have to be able to swap my work laptop and my personal laptop out because I sit here to do podcasting. So I can't have my work laptop like permanently set up in one spot on my desk. And my desk is just not big enough.
What you
And-
do is you get a monitor and you switch it out between your personal laptop and your work laptop.
This
for
monitor
recording.
does not work with Mac.
Oh man.
I mean,
stupid
I
Mac
actually-
people.
I have no idea. That could be a complete lie. I have never tried it. I just heard from someone
you might be
else
right.
that you can't use this monitor to connect with with a Mac.
Wow. So I'll send Sean over for a free consultation.
And-
I said I would do that before about some
Yeah,
other
for
thing.
my Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Did you get that thing figured out? That was like 8 months ago.
Also, like my apartment is just it's just a fire hazard. It's just a bomb waiting to happen because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 total outlets in my apartment. So
what?
Every,
that has to be illegal.
So at my desk is a power and it is a full power strip. Like every single plug is utilized, and the power strip is plugged into an extension cord that is plugged into another power strip that is plugged into the outlet.
No,
Mary Clay, no. Dude.
I mean, what do you want me to do?
It's not your house. Like you don't own it. Like, so who cares if it burns down someday?
No, but like, what am I supposed to do? So the one outlet is behind. This is for all the viewers. Just kidding. We don't post any videos.
I literally am gonna send Sean over to do a little safety
I have
check,
one outlet behind the couch and then one outlet on the wall, like where my TV stand is. So like where am I supposed to plug in? I mean, obviously this apartment was not built with like someone working from home full time in mind.
Right.
So yeah.
Back in the
How did we get here? We were talking about
work
desks.
was in the factory. Before we get to the chapter, we have an email from one guess.
Nobody wants to guess who, nobody
wants to guess who the email's from.
Me. I wrote it in when I was drunk one day. I don't know.
Okay, Charlie, who do you think it is?
Is it Mott's?
Yeah, it's Mott's. And I copy and pasted this here at least a couple weeks ago, so I don't remember what it says at all. So we're just gonna dive right in. I trust you, Mott's.
All right.
And I trust you, former me, who put this in the notes. Hello there. I've had this idea in the back of my head for months. I meant to send it in for this week's episode, but then I forgot to even write it. Thankfully, there are plenty of other moments of Umbridge being terrible in this book, so it's not really too late. I wish I could take credit for this, but it's not my original thought. I first heard it in the Super Carla Brothers video, Dumbledore's Big Plan, The Order of the Phoenix. Oh, I probably should have watched that in preparation for this. Have you guys seen that video?
I have not, but I was recently talking with the third Carlin brother, Tyler.
Carlin brother?
He's not one of those.
Carlin.
He's not super though. I'm gonna text him that right now.
Super.
You're not super.
He's a muggle.
But we were all together, and one of our other friends, Ethan, works for SCB, and we were talking about this series of videos they did that was all about what if Harry had been put in Slytherin, and like going down this rabbit hole, and like it was so like just for us to talk about it, and like the domino effect of like what would have happened if he had never been in Madame Malkin's shop at the same time as Draco, to hear that like bias against Slytherin House. And they eventually came to, well, they would have lost because then Neville never would have pulled out the sword and killed the snake or something like that. So I don't know if that's from the same series at all, but like it was really like cool, like rabbit hole idea discussion to like go down through.
That's fun.
I don't know what words just came out of my mouth.
The one that Mats is actually talking about. Yes, I think I did, but like
then cut out everything I just said.
I haven't watched like almost any videos because I don't like watching videos, and especially YouTube videos. I don't like them.
It's gotten so hard for me to watch a lot of YouTube. Unless it's OSP, I'm probably not watching, sadly.
Okay, Moss goes on. I think the reason why Dumbledore didn't stop the Ministry from exposing all the poor people at Hogwarts to the terror of Dolores Umbridge, and why he allowed it to happen in the first place, was that this was his plan all along. Why? Well, ... At this point in time, Fudge, along with most of the wizarding world, is still in denial about the return of Voldemort. He's convinced that Dumbledore is plotting against him, and in his desperation, what Fudge wishes more than anything is to have someone at Hogwarts to be his eyes and ears. But how could he manage that? Enter Educational Decree number 22. According to this decree, the Ministry has the right to appoint a new teacher at Hogwarts if the headmaster is unable to fill the position. And luckily for Fudge, Dumbledore has been unable to find a defense against the dark arts teacher for the upcoming school year, which is such a shame. If only Dumbledore were the leader of a group of competent people who are working against Voldemort, which consists of several Aurors who are highly trained in the dark arts and would be very good candidates for this specific job. Oh, wait. Why did Dumbledore not get one of the members of the Order of the Phoenix for the Defense Against the Dark Arts job when he is clearly in a fantastic position to do so? At his disposal, Dumbledore has his brother Aberforth, the actual Mad-Eye Moody, Kingsley, several Weasleys, Emmeline Vance, and Severus Snape. Yes, I'm counting him, among many others. The reason why he didn't is that he intended for the Ministry to send one of their people. To be clear, I don't think he intended for Umbridge specifically to be appointed, just anyone from the Ministry, someone who would, at the order of Cornelius Fudge, continuously deny the return of Voldemort and, thanks to Fudge's fear and paranoia, refuse to teach the students properly, which, as we know, would go on to blow up in his face, and rather spectacularly so. The main idea of this theory is that Dumbledore intended for the students, and especially Harry, to slowly stop trusting the Ministry. And after months of Umbridge, most of the students of Hogwarts no longer respect them. Harry, Ron, and Hermione start, for the lack of a better word, a study group to try and undermine Umbridge's regime and are rebelling against Fudge. And it's clear that many of the other students are more than happy to help. By sending Umbridge to teach, Fudge basically causes his own downfall. And if the Ministry interfering was indeed part of Dumbledore's plan, said plan went better than he could have ever dreamed of. Sorry about the long email. It's okay. I still love you, Mots. I love you all, and I can't wait to come on and discuss the absolute horror that is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. I absolutely love this book. I hope you have a fantastic day. Sincerely, Mots. And for everyone, Mots is coming on, I think, our late January episode, so look forward to that. I love this theory. It makes perfect sense to me. Any notes?
I mean, it's going to be a boring note, but yeah, that sounds cool. Yeah. That was very well thought out.
It just says cool and you post it. Yeah, I dig it. I think it makes a lot of sense. Like, I think these books a lot of times are like, well, you have to do this and this is next and this is the only option. And Joanne expects you to just like go along like la-di-da-di-da. But anytime you're like, hey, wait, why? It falls apart. You know, like the Goblet of Fire, like Harry has to play, like that thing. It's like, why?
Magically binding.
Thank you so much for writing in, Mots. You are one of our most beloved correspondents.
Yes, we appreciate you.
Always.
Go drink some water. That's my
I thought you were telling me that. I'm like, okay, damn. Like,
I need to drink some more water.
I can hear your lips open on the recording. So we're here to talk about Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, Chapter 17, Educational Decree number 24. It's a lot of words.
We're in full Umbridge mode now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the full swing of school.
Love that the chapter image, just her hand coming out of the fire.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
It's like giving away what happens at the very end of the chapter. Like, why are you?
Yeah, I had to go back and I'd be like, I'm pretty sure that is what the chapter was, wasn't it? Yep. Lovely.
Charlie, you're doing like a clutching your pearls motion. Like... The days keep coming, and they don't stop coming.
Don't stop coming. Don't stop coming.
I'm an idiot, dude. Monday morning, they come down into the common room and they see a new announcement stating that all clubs are disbanded until Umbridge reapproves them upon penalty of expulsion.
And Harry doesn't think about Quidditch, like immediately.
That's a first for him.
That's so weird to me, dude. Why didn't you think about that? Teams. It says teams.
I think it's because he's so guilty about Dumbledore's army right now. He feels so guilty. So do we think this decree came through because Umbridge knows about the club, the defense club? The DA, Defense Association?
My brain went to like the movie scene where it's like, that's exactly why this happens. Not to talk about the movie, but like they overhear them coming back. And they're talking about, like, setting up or something.
It's not so clear, though.
Yeah. The movie's like, this is why this happened.
I mean, it's definitely, like, what happens later in the chapter, we find out that Mundungus Fletcher was also there. So it's perfectly reasonable for there to have also been, you know, maybe not Umbridge in disguise there, but, like, someone like Draco or someone who's just
we actually have no real way of knowing that Mundungus maybe wasn't also giving information to the Ministry. We don't know really
True.
anything about
Yeah.
him other than he's a scoundrel.
Or I think because it's Aberforth that owns the Hogshead, right?
Mhm.
Oh, I forgot about him.
Do we
totally.
think he would have
Is the
contacted
barman
Dumbledore and been like, "Hey, a bunch of your kids are in here talking about forming a like illegal army." But then I don't know. I don't think Dumbledore would have told Umbridge that information.
I mean, hard no.
Well, what if it
is
got
the
intercepted?
barman in this?
Like a message got intercepted or something.
Oh yeah,
To
if it was
Dumbledore.
yeah. True. Yeah.
This
Yeah,
that's what
that
this
makes
chapter's
sense.
also about. It's all about the intercepted message. from
True,
Hedwig,
true.
so.
Espionage. Well, do we think that the barman in this scene is Aberforth?
Well, that was in the previous chapter, so I
Oh
didn't
yeah, the
read
previous
that part.
chapter. Sorry. To say the least, it's all blending together at this point.
I'm gonna say probably.
I want to go back and see. I mean, this is one of those things where it's like, did she plan, in this book
Yeah.
for the barkeep at Hogshead to be Aberforth Dumbledore? Or did she only did she only come up with that idea, when she was writing Deathly Hallows?
Right.
Let me see. Let me go back and read the description.
How much credit do we want to give Joanne?
Okay, here we
again?
go. So it says
None.
there was a man at the bar whose whole head was wrapped in dirty gray bandages. 2 figures shrouded in hoods sat at a table in one of the windows. This is fucking hilarious. Harry might have thought them Dementors. I just love the idea of Dementors taking their, union mandated 15-minute break in the Hogshead.
That sounds.
Dementors
like
need to take a chill pill every once in a while too.
And yeah, it just says the barman sidled toward them out of a back room. He was a grumpy looking old man with a great deal of long gray hair and a beard. He was tall and thin and looked vaguely familiar. So I do think
Ooh.
she planned at this point for this to be
Yeah, that's-
Dumbledore's brother.
But
That's
does he have the
good.
piercing blue eyes?
Whatever. Stupid eyes and stupid Harry Potter. We should drink every time they mention anyone's eyes ever.
True.
Joanne.
It could have been one of the Dementors that snitched. Who knows?
They do hate Harry.
Imagine the Dementors gossiping about Harry.
So Ron and Harry feel for the first time ever that they need Hermione urgently.
Okay, but think about Ron thinking who snitched too in this scene. He's like, oh yeah, Zach Smith, but he says the guy that's dating Ginny
Oh yeah.
immediately because he's dating my sister. Obviously, he snitched because I don't like him.
Ron is toxic masculinity at this point in his arc.
Yeah, at all times.
So Ron runs right up the stairs to the girls' dormitory, which is something he's literally never attempted in 4 years. But he does it today. Why?
It is really funny that this is the thing that they're like, we have to tell Hermione now, and nothing else that has ever happened to them at this fucking school.
Joanne just came up with this and was like, that'll be
That's
fun.
funny. Yeah.
Why?
And then, okay, so he runs up the stairs to the girls' dormitory, and the stairs go flat like a slide, and he just slides right back down. And Hermione comes out and is like, girls can come into the boys' dormitory. Boys can't come into the girls' dormitory. It's an old rule, which is code for a sexist rule. And it's all further code for a transphobic rule.
It's code for turf. Once again.
Yeah. The breadcrumbs were here. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's a pretty standard, just think about summer camp and stuff. That's a kind of standard rule. Did you guys ever have no purpling, which was that the boys and the girls are not to intermingle in each other's cabins
Ew,
or anything.
Purpling.
Yeah, no
I
purpling
went
because
to-
red and blue makes purple.
I went to Girl Scout camp, so
There were
no.
no boys.
There
Yeah,
were
I too
none.
went to Girl Scout camp. Yeah. I went to Girl Scout camp and I went to Bible camp one time. I'm not afraid to admit it.
The no purpling thing was, I don't think it was said to us by our chaperones, but it was at it was like on our like youth mission trip, one of the other
it was a
kids
church
used that
thing.
phrase.
God, that's so weird.
And also Hermione does say like, oh, it's an old fashioned rule, but it is kind of like what? How?
Okay. But really think about it. So one girl
like,
can
why?
go into the dorm filled with guys.
Yeah, that's the part that I don't get.
But one guy can't go into a dorm filled with girls.
Yeah, that's the part I don't get.
Dude, I was such a slut when I was in high school. Like, I would have gone straight into the boys' dormitory. Like, there would have been no stopping me.
Like, yeah, that's just, I can't word how I feel about how weird this is.
I think a beloved fan theory is that like a trans girl like goes up to the dormitory and like doesn't get slighted.
Yeah, I think that's so precious.
You avoid the sliding. Yeah, it is very precious. And that's a very good example of the small ways that I think the queer fandom tries to take back this series.
I do love that. And once again, I'm just like, but what would happen to me? What would happen to...
You have to sleep in the common room, babe. Sorry. You have to curl up by the fire in a sleeping bag.
Like, I don't go to either dorm. I'm slid down either one, actually. Plot twist.
Anyway, yeah, I think like a classic reading of this is that it's just sexist, but a more contemporary reading is that it's like transphobic.
Yeah.
The binary does not exist.
However, I would love to make such a dramatic entrance every single morning that you slide down and then like jump up in the common room. Are you kidding? That would be so much fun.
Yeah.
My brother Michael, when we were rich as kids, and my brother Michael had one of those like loft beds that he slid down a slide to get out of bed every morning.
Oh my gosh.
I love that.
And there was like a tent underneath.
That's so cool.
Anyway, it's fun to be a kid.
I mean, like, there are girls who, like, were apparently just, like, on the stairs and got slid down because of Ron.
Yeah.
So I'm
They're
just
like,
woo!
woo!
Again, we have to think of the mechanics of how that works. Like...
It's a big
And also
slide.
the fact that, like, they're fifth-year students and they have never once seen this happen. You know, like, they haven't ever been sitting in the common room and, like, seen other guys try to do it, or, you know.
Or Harry hasn't noticed because he's dumb.
What if this whole time students have been like sliding down the girls' dormitory stairs this whole time, and then it's my favorite trope ever of like in movies, ridiculous or insane things happening in the background while your character is in the foreground is just oblivious to it.
You know what? Maybe
That's our Harry.
Maybe Harry has ADHD because he just doesn't notice shit. And neither do I.
I think Harry's one of those people where the diagnosis would just be trauma.
Same.
It's just all adding up, you know? So they show Hermione the new decree or like whatever. Like Umbridge thinks she's a king. They're sure someone blabbed about the Defense Association. That's what I keep calling it, even though that's like the last name. But like Hermione is like, no, I jinxed the sign-up sheet. No one could have blabbed because we'd know.
Okay.
It's metal.
Charlie, what do you think about the sign-up sheet jinx?
This is the first time we're talking about this. It's so terrible when
Did
when
you
it
listen
happens.
to yesterday's episode?
Yes, and I've forgotten many things, so I don't remember what y'all said.
I think it was Andrew was especially bothered by this.
Yeah.
The hex?
It's a jinx.
Okay,
Don't be
jinx.
dramatic, Mary
Jinx,
Clay.
hex,
Okay.
curse. They all are technically different things, but like whatever. It's still terrible. Like actually, Hermione, what the fuck?
No, what are y'all talking about? This is the coolest thing Hermione has ever done in her 15 years of life.
I think the opposing stance to that thesis, Mary Clay, is that she like super non-consensually gets people to sign this thing without understanding that there could be like penalties.
Yeah.
And then sort of, if not permanently, at least long-term disfigures like somebody else's face about it.
You know what? This is a magically binding contract.
It's a magically binding contract. They just didn't want Harry to get acne if he said no to the Goblet of Fire.
That would be so funny if that's actually what happened to him. And instead it says, like, loser on his head.
Yeah.
Wimp.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't like it. I'm sorry. As someone who got bullied, I'm like,
I mean, when
bro.
I was a kid, I thought it was hilarious and amazing. I felt so vindictive. I was like, yeah, bitch, that's what happens when you tattle.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
I
you
mean,
would only have something to worry about if you were gonna snitch. Snitches get what do snitches get, class?
Pimples.
pimples, apparently.
Stitches, that's right.
The opposing argument is that Marietta was like peer pressured to go to the meeting, peer pressure to sign the document, and then I think she's like forced under veritaserum, or at least that's an implication, like a reading.
Oh, okay. That I do understand. Okay. It's the veritaserum part that if it wasn't her, if it wasn't completely of her own volition of like revealing it. Well, you guys can talk more about that when you get to that chapter, I guess.
Yeah,
But
I feel like I'd be better with it if Hermione did it afterwards. But it's also just the fact that, like, no one consented to, like, what the heck is going on here?
I think some people, like, I think if you ask maybe, like, Fred and George, like, oh, you signed that piece of paper, what happens if you tattletale? They'd be like, I don't know, man, Hermione made it, so probably something awful. Like, I think people who know Hermione, like, know that to be afraid, but, like, Marietta doesn't fucking know anyone here. Or is that her name?
Yeah, it is her name.
Isn't it Marietta Edgecombe?
Yes, that is her name.
Marietta Edgecombe. What a bitch.
She is.
I mean, she might not have tattled. She might have only tattled under duress, but she's still a bitch.
She's so betchy.
I mean, she's one of Cho's friends, and I'm pretty sure they're canonically all bitches.
Yes.
We're gonna call them the Chodes.
Cho and the Chodes.
Cho and the Chodes.
I hate it.
The Cho Chang gang.
The Chodettes.
I hate all of them.
Okay. We have to stop this.
So they go downstairs for breakfast, and all of the students from the Hogshead are like coming up and asking about the.
And Hermione's like, "You fucking idiots! You know
like, go
nothing
away.
about running an
Go
illegal
away."
group."
They're like swarming her.
Like, don't form the club right now. They're gonna get you.
Unclump. What is that from?
Disperse. I don't know.
Harry says right away that they're going to carry on doing it anyway. Classic Gryffindor. And then Angelina comes running over freaking out because Quidditch is included in the decree. And Harry's like, oh.
This has major Oliver Wood book 3 vibes of
You
just
can't
the desperation
cancel
around
Dude, Angelina's
Quidditch.
possessed by him. Yeah.
Right? That's
And
what
she's like, I literally do not care about your fucking club. This is about Quidditch. This is serious business.
that's what he
Don't
says in the
fuck it up for us, Harry.
What he says in like Chamber of Secrets, you can't cancel Quidditch.
It's like, people are dying, Oliver. People are dying.
He doesn't give a shit. So Angelina like begs Harry not to upset Umbridge so that maybe they can have Quidditch back, and he promises.
Yeah, she's crying. And he's just
I'd promise anything.
yeah. He's just like, Harry, just don't mess up again. Just please. I want to play sports. This is my one thing.
Yeah. Well, it's his one thing too, basically, except for his chode crush.
His other thing is that he's the chosen one.
Oh my god, how could I forget about that?
You can't forget that.
So it's time to go to History of Magic. Are y'all ready to learn something?
Oh yeah, my favorite class. It's the ghost teacher.
Would you guys like History of Magic? Mary Clay, would you like it?
I can't remember if I've like shared this headcanon or not, but it stems from that fucking Harry Potter mobile game that you guys got me playing when I started. Here's the like backstory, everyone. I started interning at Brandy Lane.
Friendship.
And this was about the same time that this like Hogwarts mystery mobile game had just come out, and
What is a Hogwarts Legacy?
was that it? I don't know.
Hogwarts
And-
Legacy, isn't that like the new one?
Wow, I surely don't know.
Yeah.
And
Hogwarts Mystery, right?
that's what I fucking said.
Oh, what you did?
I said Hogwarts Mystery, and you're like, no, I think it's called Legacy, and I was like, I don't know about that.
I'm so sorry, I didn't hear you. Please carry on. Pretend I'm not even
So
here.
now this story
Make
is
yourself
so
at home.
long. God.
Continue, please.
I was not playing the game, but I got there and everyone else was. And I was like, I'm going to be cool and I am going to start playing this game so I can talk about it with everyone else. So I started
Connect
playing
with your
this game.
colleagues. And look, it's started to be
I know, right? In the game, so like when you're in all the other classes, you're doing things. It's like gathering ingredients for the potions,
Yep.
and you're, I don't know, stirring the pot, and you're feeding the animals and stuff. When you're in history class, it's like playing Exploding Snap and
Yep.
drawing and like laughing at Tonks when
Yeah.
she's doing her like transformations.
Because she like pretends
And-
to
Oh,
be
yeah.
Bins.
Yes.
like,
Oh,
goes
yeah,
up and then-
you're right.
Yeah, goes behind him. It's so funny.
Oh,
And
that's
I
love
funny.
it.
I forgot about that.
And I
he's
love
falling
this
asleep.
idea that Ben's is so boring and so oblivious that you just go to his class and you hang out and have fun with your friends and talk and play games. And he has no clue what's going on.
That's actually so much
So-
better than the
It's like
written
study
text.
hall.
Like,
Yes,
isn't it?
yeah. So if that was actually happening, because and like we see in the class how in this chapter how oblivious he is, that like a whole fucking owl comes to the window and he
Right.
has no clue that has happened. So in that sense, I would love what is this magic history class? History of magic.
Magic
that's it.
history, yeah.
The subject I would enjoy. Bins, I would fall asleep. Can I have Taylor teach it instead? I would like Taylor to be my history of magic teacher.
Oh, that'd be fun. I think she would have a lot to say about the way that wizards run things.
Yeah,
though.
exactly. But that's why I want her to.
That's why teachers like Taylor, are important.
I prefer that.
One of my best friends, Anna, is a history teacher too. And whenever Taylor's in town, I'm like, Anna, remember Taylor? She's the history teacher. And Anna's like, oh my God, yeah, let's talk about history.
Exactly. I love history classes, but you need a fun person to like spin the story.
You
in a
need someone
fun
who's gonna
way.
like story tell. Oh my God,
Exactly.
I'm reading right now. Right now, I'm reading A Little Princess by Frances Hodgins Burnett. The main character is a good person and a storyteller, and that's a comment that she makes. Is like one of the little girls like remembers what the Bastille is, and she's like, "That's because I told that dope story about the Bastille." You gotta have a history teacher who is a good storyteller.
Good.
And maybe that's why I don't identify with math. What story you got for me, math?
Numbers.
So Hedwig is, in fact, at the window, and Harry goes to let her in and brings her back to his desk. And all the girls are like, oh my God, an owl, she's so pretty and cool.
Yeah. I mean, she's the best owl. Let's be clear.
How alarmed would you be if your owl showed up while you were in class?
I'd be like, okay, who died? What happened? Like, what's wrong?
Yeah, why are you here? What's wrong?
Like, you didn't show up 20 minutes ago. Why are you here now?
Yeah. The way I would have immediately started crying when I saw that she was at, like, if it was my owl and I realized that she was injured, I would immediately start crying. I would just
yeah,
burst into
you're
tears
right.
and start
I think
panicking.
I would too. Hedwig and my dear cat Penny have a lot in common, and so I interchange them. You know, in these
Aw.
hypotheticals, I'm like, what if Penny showed up with like a wounded
Maybe
paw? It
don't
would make
read
me
Deathly
so
Hallows
sad.
then.
Penny, no. Is she in the room? No, she hates the sound of my voice. Cat people would be like,
Oh my goodness.
Hedwig's injured. Harry's like just got her. So Harry is like, Professor Binns, I'm not feeling well. I need to go to the
He
hospital.
literally
And
hides a
Binns is
fucking
like,
owl behind his back, and Binns is like, sure, go ahead, Perkins. Binns
this
is probably the one person who doesn't know who Harry Potter is.
He says yes. He says,
Wait.
he calls him by the wrong name.
Yeah, that
like,
is funny.
What? You have a role.
That is funny.
Call.
My brain just like went to that meme, the like, what you got there? A smoothie. And like that's what Harry is doing right now. What you
Yeah.
got there? I'm sick. Cough cough.
Yeah.
Sean went out the door today. It was like pouring rain, and he had to do his like white elephant at work. And so he put the gift bag under, like, inside his parka and like zipped it up all
like
the
it was
way
a
up.
pregnant woman with his
Like he was a pregnant
a
woman. It was
Christmas
exactly
present
there.
baby.
Good.
Yeah. And I'm picturing him doing that with Hedwig to like get her.
Yes. Yes.
He's like,
Zip right up.
I ate a lot at breakfast. That's why my stomach is massive.
I want to imagine Harry just like being that animal parent to like do that. Be like, no, I'm gonna warm up my little pet in my sweater.
Aw.
Just snuggle her.
Oh. So Harry does, I think relatably, run down in a panic looking for someone to help him with his beloved pet. He goes to the staff room looking for Grubbly Plank, but he finds Professor McGonagall, and then he finds Professor Grubbly Plank, luckily exactly where he looks for her.
Yeah.
He did a lot of like smart deduction that Harry Potter usually does not do, where he's like,
You're right about that.
okay, my first instinct is to take him to Hagrid, but Hagrid's not here, so I guess I'll take him to Grubbly Plank. And then he looks outside and he doesn't see her anywhere on the grounds. And so he's like, okay, well, she's
From
not
the one window.
She's not, yeah. Okay, well, she's not teaching class, so maybe she's in the teacher's lounge. I love the idea that there's a fucking teacher's lounge
I want to know.
at Hogwarts.
The podcast at large has a headcanon that there's like a very well decked out liquor bar in there that Flitwick kind of curates.
Oh yeah,
That's right.
Definitely.
Like a liquor cab.
We haven't seen... we have seen the teacher's lounge before, because that's where they have that Bogart lesson in book 3.
Right.
Isn't
Yeah,
it?
and later in the book, not the movie, Harry and Ron are hiding in there, remember?
Yeah.
That's how they learned that Ginny Weasley got taken down to the Chamber
Oh,
of
that's it.
Secrets.
Okay, yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so here I am being like, oh, the teacher's lounge, that's fun. Meanwhile, it's been mentioned multiple times in multiple other books.
Yeah,
Continue.
it has. Definitely forgot about that. But here comes Grubbly Plank smoking a pipe. Just
Oh, yeah,
chilling.
she's very cool, dude. She's extremely cool.
She seems very chill.
I just really briefly have to say that I'm texting Haley right now. Not right now. Well, I guess right now because I'm reading it aloud. But me, Haley, and Alex are going to be on next week's episode. And Haley said, oh, cool. I just recorded with her a couple days ago. And I said, oh, my God, are you going to be on My Cabbages? And Haley said, they had me on for Boiling Rock Part 2, perhaps the horniest episode in the whole series. So everyone, please check out Cabbages, My Cabbages.
Yes.
I don't know if that will have come out yet. Maybe it comes out on Friday.
I'm really jealous of Haley going on for that episode, because
The horniest episode.
Boiling Rock 1 and 2
Hey,
are
Riot.
the best episode.
They're very
It has like Zuko catches Sokka trying to sneak out, and Sokka goes, "Fine, are you happy now?" And Zuko goes, "I'm never happy." And it has my
boy.
girlfriend turned into the moon. That's rough, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
It's a really those
It
are
has this-
quality. Those are some of my favorite episodes.
The
So
really hot
that'll be
Suki
really
moments. The really hot Suki moments where she just beats people up.
fun. Yes.
Anyway, this is welcome to My Cabbages.
Yeah,
an Avatar
this is a podcast about My Cabbages, which is an Avatar podcast.
I do really want to do an episode with Cabbages about queer ships. Oh, maybe we should do like a Deus Ex Media forum about queer ships. I feel like that's like appropriate. Like, I feel like nobody should be left out of that conversation.
I still think you and Cabbages need to do like a collab where you just watch the movie Hook, because it has an actor from each of your properties. Come on.
That's
nice.
true.
Maggie
That's
Smith
true.
and
Dante Bosco.
Okay. All right. I'll put it on the list, Charlie.
Well, no, and also, oh wait, no, never mind. Jason Isaacs is in
the other
that's Peter Pan 2003.
Yeah. That's also, maybe we should just have a Peter Pan podcast.
Oh my God. That was the
it.
first time I was ever so horny
I'll
in
do a
my
Peter
life,
Pan
is when that
podcast.
specific
Man,
one came
we're
out.
really getting panned by the critics.
Hey.
Oh my God. Okay. So
Harry Potter.
So Harry Potter is like, Professor Grubbly Plank, here's my owl. She says, it looks like Hedwig was attacked. She says, Thestral might have done it. And Harry is like, I don't know.
It's like,
Thestral.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't
Harry's like,
understand.
I don't know what
care.
that. I don't know and I don't care. But like, he does. Come on, Harry, just listen with your ears. Anyway, she's like, cool. This is a pretty cool bird to hang out with for the next couple days.
And meanwhile,
like,
Hedwig is
walks away
like,
with her.
You're giving me to a stranger.
Yeah.
It's funny because I feel like Hedwig should be like, thank God, take me away from this child. Like, I don't think Hedwig should be like reassured by Harry right now. She's smarter than that.
Yeah. She's like, finally, away from this child who always doesn't treat me right, you know, leaves me in this cage for months at a
Always doesn't
time.
treat me right. So as Hedwig is walking away, McGonagall remembers to get Harry's letter.
Yeah.
She's like, there's probably private stuff on that.
Harry, why didn't you think of that first? Like, grab the
'Cause
letter
he's
and
a
be
big
like,
dodo
His
bird.
bird was hurt.
I mean, yeah.
That's his first priority.
He doesn't even think about why his bird was hurt. God,
Yeah,
Harry,
you're right.
you're
He
so
just
fucking
reacts
dumb.
on instinct. He's
God,
like, we
so
must fix you.
Like, I'm glad
Like, I don't know
that
what
his
happened.
instinct
Yeah.
is that, but also, you didn't think about why at all? Come on, bro.
Yeah, McGonagall has to be real. Like, so Harry, where was this owl flying from? And then he's like, London. Meanwhile, they're both like
London?
staring intensely
Wink,
at
wink.
each other.
Wink, wink.
And then she's like, maybe be careful because
Yeah.
we're
Yes.
being watched. I love the idea of like being away at boarding school and then like you and one of your professors are in on like a cool secret together, you know?
That's kind of fun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I kind of like it too.
they are in a secret club.
Well, especially someone as severe as McGonagall. It's like we're
Yes.
not in on this together.
Yes,
We
it's
just know
like,
the
oh my
same
God.
information.
I'm cool enough to know something that McGonagall knows, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a note from Sirius saying, same time, same place, aka my head will be in the fire at midnight.
That's fine. That's
Yes.
totally fine.
Harry finds Ron and Hermione in the courtyard on break or something, and
I love this moment. He's like, he's like, do you think it means we'll talk in the fireplace again? And then one of the, I don't know if it was Hermione or Ron, one of them goes like, of course that's what it means. It's
Yeah,
like,
Hermione's
yes,
like,
you
obviously.
idiot.
obviously. So now it's time for potions.
Oh my God.
Malfoy is talking like really loudly about how the Slytherin Quidditch team got reinstated right away.
Well,
My
shit,
father
because of
made a phone
nepotism.
call.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because of nepotism.
Well, you know, Umbridge was a Slytherin, so of course she'll be fine with this.
Yeah, you're right about that. Our Behind the Magical Bastards bonus episode about Umbridge comes out, I think, in February. Hold on, let me consult my master schedule.
Look at you having a master schedule. I need to get me one of those.
Yeah, it comes out February 11th.
Oh my God.
That one's really fun. So you could sign up for our Patreon to listen, just saying.
Yeah.
Malfoy's spewing bullshit. He's like talking about how Harry is off his rocker. I don't know.
Yo, yeah, the St. Mungo's thing. God, he's like, it's only a matter of time before the Ministry has him carted off to St. Mungo's. And, oh, this is the Neville thing that happens.
I feel like it's
Oh,
just
so
to be like,
sad.
hey, everyone, remember that St. Mungo's is a thing? Maybe we'll go there
Yeah,
soon. I don't know.
I mean, that's
And remember
what this
that,
scene is for.
Neville has a connection there. Yeah.
That's what this is setting up. This is like, you gotta remember that. It's gonna happen in a little while.
yeah.
But, God, Neville. Would you have let Neville go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't know, man, because I wouldn't want him to get hurt, but like I would definitely want him to be able to get his rage out.
How about just like
Maybe I
push
guess
him
what I'm saying is I
aside?
would help him fight.
Like, yeah, like you know, maybe be like, Neville, I'm coming with you. Let's go punch him out
Yeah.
together.
And I'm coming with you.
And you all get like so beat up.
Did I quote that right? I'm notoriously bad at quoting things I love today. Was that a good Samwise quote? Is that what he says?
Say it again.
No, I won't.
The moment is gone. We lost it.
So Neville goes to attack Draco. Harry holds him back. Snape comes out and is like,
Oh, wait, hang on.
fighting guys.
Harry is choking Neville.
Yeah, that's true.
Really?
He is.
Yeah, he puts his
That's not what
arm,
my notes say.
puts his arm around his neck. And it mentions that like Neville's face was turning red largely because like
Whoa.
Harry was like blocking his airway and
Harry, why?
Wow.
Maybe don't. That was a little bit too
I'm
much.
assuming like he
So
went to go
extra.
grab Neville and that's just like the hold that
accidentally
he got on
choked
him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's choking him out. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
That's our boy. Snape takes 10 points from Gryffindor. So then they all go into the potions classroom and they see that Umbridge is there.
Yay! Our two favorites.
Harry's kind of obsessed with like watching this happen, and he's like, I have no idea.
It's like,
who I
oh my
want
god,
win
I'm
this,
about
but
to
this is
get
amazing.
I'm about to watch Snape get chewed out. Or I'm gonna watch Umbridge get chewed out.
It's like it is the greatest bitch match.
I feel like Harry hates spending time with obviously both Snape and Umbridge so much, but I think this one specific class, I would be happy to be there to know the goss. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I don't want to miss this class.
It's
yes,
so
absolutely.
Umbridge starts asking Snape questions.
Mm-hmm.
Simultaneously, Harry's like kind of messing up his potion because he's like so
A lot.
obsessed with,
Just a
with
lot.
watching it play out. Umbridge mentions that the strengthening solution they're practicing should be taken off the syllabus, perhaps because an army could be strengthened.
Is that it? Is that the whole reason why?
Yes.
That's it.
You don't want to make a bunch of really strong 12-year-olds. That's terrifying.
I mean, it is. It truly is. But like,
Camp Half-Blood.
heh, heh, heh.
She also brings up sort of legendarily, memerily, you know, she's talking about his failure to get the Defense Against the Dark Arts job. This is when he's like, obviously.
But you were unsuccessful.
That's like
But
the
you
only
were
quote from the entire
unsuccessful?
8-movie series
Obviously.
that Sean knows. He says,
What an iconic
obviously.
moment. Like
It's the
It is,
best
honestly.
moment
It's
of
so
that
iconic.
movie.
the way that Alan Rickman made one word go on
No,
for
he's
5
so
minutes.
good.
Every time.
He's so good.
Every one of his lines. So good.
It's true. And then even just like the Snape in a Harry Potter musical, I'm just like, Alan Rickman was so legendary. All these impersonations of him is because he gave such quality material, but it's like when you watch the movie, it's just like deadly serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess what I'm saying is Alan Rickman was a great actor.
Yeah. Wow,
Yep.
Christina.
I'm really excited to watch
Happy Alan Rickmas.
Die Hard for Christmas. Have y'all seen Die Hard?
Yeah.
No,
I have seen it once.
I don't plan to.
Mary Clay, would you like to come watch it with me?
No.
What? Really? Just straight
I
up?
don't know why, when.
Mary Clay!
I just don't really have a
Die
desire
Hard
to
with me.
sit and watch Die Hard.
What? It's a really good movie!
It's a Christmas movie.
I didn't understand.
It's a really good movie, Mary Clay!
I have watched one Christmas movie this season, and it's called, I think it's called The Noel Diary, and it's on
Right?
Netflix. And it is, so I watched it because someone on TikTok was talking about it, and I was like, oh, I think this is like a cute little, Hallmark style rom-com type thing. It was deeply dark and depressing. I mean, not deeply, but like it was tinged with a lot of like depressing themes. It was just really terrible. It was an absolute waste. It was like an hour and 40 minutes of my life that I will never get back.
I'm sorry.
It was-
your loss.
Truly terrible. And then I watched the newest Bob's Burgers Christmas episode and
Stop, that's my plug.
sobbed uncontrollably.
Uncontrollably. All right, we'll circle back to that in plugs.
And the kids I babysat this week, they wanted to watch Home Alone. And I said, but we don't have to. I said, okay, we can start it, but we don't have time to watch the whole movie. And they said, that's okay. We'll fast forward to the good part. And then they fast forwarded to when all the booby traps start.
Good.
Yay,
Good.
that's fun. That's so fun.
So I watched the whole heist.
It's
scene.
Yeah.
like 30 minutes to an hour into that movie or something.
I was like, they're like, it's okay, we'll just go to the good part. And I was like,
That's so
the
funny.
booby traps, that's like the last 30 minutes of the movie. And they're like, yeah.
Yeah, it's the best part. They're not wrong.
And then meanwhile, I was explaining, they're like, who's that guy? Like his neighbor at the end?
It's Macaulay Culkin.
No. His neighbor at the end of the movie is like hugging his family, and they're like, who's that? And I'm like, Okay, see, this is crucial information that you would have gotten if we had just watched the movie from the beginning.
Exactly.
Anyway, no, I don't want to watch Die Hard. Unless, like, everyone is having a movie night, in which case my FOMO will.
Yeah, we're all having a movie night.
Okay, fine. If everyone's doing it, I guess I'll do it too.
Wait, I'm actually I'm gonna text movie night right now.
Ugh.
There you go.
No, I mean, don't make
we-
this a thing
Make it a
just
movie
to get
night.
me to watch
No,
Die Hard.
I wanted to watch it anyway. Can we watch Die Hard this Sunday?
Watch whatever you
Peer
want.
pressure. Peer pressure.
It truly is so much peer pressure.
It's fine. It's fine. You gotta watch it once. Like, I watched it once. You're good.
Okay, so let's see. We'll just have to see what movie night says. Update. Not a single person in that group chat answered my text asking if they wanted to watch Die Hard, and a full 24 hours later, I had to follow up and say that they were now my 13th reason. You can't count on your friends, kids. Anyway, we watched Batman Returns instead. Technically, a Christmas movie. Snape sees that Harry has fucked up his potion again, so he vanishes it all again and is like zero marks.
And then he has to write, like, a essay on why you fucked up. Of course.
Yeah. Harry doesn't necessarily like really have time for extra homework like this.
Harry's just like, I'll just, like, not go to divination. But Hermione won't let him?
He should not go.
Hermione, of all people.
He should super not go to divination.
I think
agree
because
with this.
she doesn't want him to get in any more trouble than he has been getting in this year. And she knows that he already skipped History of Magic. So if, you know, he were to be caught skipping this class on the same day, I'm sure it would be a lot more trouble. And, like, also, you know, again, we're trying to be on our best behavior for Angelina.
Just, you know,
Yeah.
always carry around the invisibility cloak so you can skip classes and no one sees you. Come on.
Exactly. Well, but he fails at that and he goes to divination and Trelawney is mad.
She throws books at people.
I get it.
Like, I love it.
Okay.
Neville's
Charlie,
gotten beat up so many
straight up,
times.
yes or no question. Have you thrown a book at a person?
I probably have.
Okay. Mary Clay, have you thrown a book at a person?
No.
Never, for sure.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe when I was a toddler.
They do throw books at you.
Yeah, they throw a lot of books.
I feel like probably yes. I've thrown a book at someone in my adulthood.
Probably
I feel like
Sean.
yes.
I feel like I don't throw them maliciously. I'm just trying to toss you a book. Like, literally. It's not going to be hardcover.
Mm. So apparently, Professor Trelawney is on probation and she's pissed about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they go to Defense Against the Dark Arts and it's boring and fine. And then they go to the common room that night. Angelina says she has asked for the Gryffindor team to be reinstated. And Umbridge is like, I don't know, I need to think about it. What a bitch.
Rude.
It's just like not cute to be unfair. Either hold off all Quidditch or like none Quidditch.
Like, the less Quidditch teams we have, the more you're just having, like, the same team just, like, fly around and
If
do
it was
nothing.
just Slytherin, yeah, playing themselves.
Yeah.
That'd be so funny, actually. They create their own, what is it when you, like, play yourself or something? I don't know.
Masturbation.
Yes. Slytherin team masturbates. Sure.
Quidditch is one of the things that even J.K. Rowling has been like, yeah,
You
I
mean
fucking hate it.
Joanne?
I mean Joanne. Even them has said that Quidditch is nonsense. And, like, she doesn't enjoy writing it. But anyway, it is kind of, like, just thinking about, like, the way that, like, Quidditch teams have to practice. It's like, you can't even, like, do a scrimmage at your practice because you only have 7. You don't even have,
Yeah.
like...
They don't have like substitutes?
Yeah, they don't have, like, you know, people who are sitting on the bench, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that, like you can't even scrimmage against, you know, at your practices. You have to do, like, 3v3, and then I guess just the Seeker
The
is just
Seeker, yeah.
running
The Seeker
around,
What does the Seeker
flying
do?
around.
Dude, the Seeker is like your ADHD friend that you cannot get to come be a part of your conversation. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like, I just said that, Harry.
It's that friend at the party who is like you finally find them and you're like, okay, good. All right, let's go grab our drinks together. And then like you turn around and they're gone.
They're gone.
Goodbye.
They start trying to do homework, and they're also waiting for Sirius. Fred and George are, my note says, Fred and George are testing products again. That's what my note says. What the note doesn't say is they're projectile vomiting all over the common room.
Okay, as someone who recently vomited.
What? Why did you vomit?
Substances.
Substances. Okay.
Actually, you know what? This will be a fun story for everyone. Mom, if you're listening, she's not listening.
She would never.
Let's just say the impulsive thoughts won. We were having a fun evening for the non-super Carlin brothers' birthday. It was for Tyler's birthday.
He's a regular brother.
And I had already everyone was like, we didn't realize how much you had already drunk. And I was like, it was 3 drinks. And they were like, we didn't realize that like you were already like, you didn't seem drunk at all. And I was like, yeah, that's because I'm good at it. Like, you don't. Anyway. And they take out a gummy. And I have never in my life done the devil's lettuce juice, whatever you want to call it.
Juice. Disgusting.
And mostly because, not mostly, completely because I have asthma and I don't want to inhale any smoke and mess with my lungs or anything. So they take out this gummy and they're like, hey, we're doing like, I don't know why. I was like, oh, can I have one? And they're like, sure. They cut it into thirds and they're like, oh, this is going to be great, Mary Clay. You're going to feel light. An hour later, it felt like I'd been roofied. And I went into the bathroom and I made myself throw up like 5 times.
Let us microdose you like the tiniest bits. We're better than this.
So that's how my first weed experience went.
Mary Clay.
It was absolutely terrible.
You can always come get high with me in like a safe, supportive, helpful environment.
Never in my life have felt like I was like, I just feel 20 times drunker. And they're like, oh, well, you did it wrong. And I'm like, well, that's not my fault.
Here's the thing. No, listen, here's the problem is that if you're going to be drunk and high, you have to be higher than you are drunk.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Because if you're drunker than you are high, you get dizzy, you get the spins, you get nauseous. But if you're higher than you're drunk, you just go to sleep eventually.
I don't think I was that drunk. And as soon as I started feeling worse, I probably drank more water then than I had alcohol. Where was talking about vomiting. That's right. I threw up multiple times that night. Yeah.
Fun thing.
And it was deeply unpleasant. And so the fact that everyone is just sitting in the common room listening to Fred and George vomit repeatedly. And like, it's such a graphic description. It's talking about like the sound of vomit hitting the bucket.
Charlie, when was the last time you vomited?
The other day when I got, I have fluid in my ears right now because I'm still kind of sick.
Yeah, you've been sick.
I turned my head and vomited because I could not move. Like I was like, I need to just take some NyQuil and just like go to sleep. And I took it. 5 seconds later, gone.
Nice.
Couldn't even have the NyQuil.
It's not good for your tummy. One time when I was in Europe, okay, so I have been known to get coughs in my life, and when I do, I kind of do just throw NyQuil back. And when I was in Germany or Italy, maybe, I got kind of sick, and I got a medicine that I felt like it was kind of like NyQuil. So I just kind of like threw it back so that I was in fucking Europe. I wanted to recover very quickly. So I just like threw it back like I throw back American NyQuil. And I was all night having very European shits.
Oh no.
Like it was like such an intense medicine. And I was like I felt so sick. I was like on the bathroom floor. I was like trying to watch Bob's Burgers, and they were like, it's not available in this country. But then
I would have what? That would have been my 13th reason.
For the record, I recorded my Die Hard 13th reason joke before I edited this far, and heard that we had already done a 13th reason joke later in this episode. So maybe that joke's on the way out, huh, guys? So maybe we've been overusing that joke a little too much. Maybe we should find a new joke.
I'm glad we've all had such wonderful experience.
I haven't vomited in like several years, but I did just read a book that was set during pre-World War II tensions between like a war between China and Japan. And all these kids are like on the road, like walking to safety, and a bunch of them get dysentery. So that's my most recent experience with like explosive body fluids. Because I haven't barfed in a while. So there's just projectile vomiting in the common room, which is, I would perhaps like complain about that. Like I would have something to say about that.
You know, maybe one of the prefects should have stopped them.
But that's why you shouldn't have made Ron a prefect.
Yeah.
He's not going to stop anything.
Well, no, because Hermione says like they're not technically doing anything wrong.
They're just being
I've
gross.
looked up every rule.
And Ron's like,
I don't think you can give
all.
them detention or deduct house points just for being gross.
No, you can just be like,
Yeah.
maybe not in a public space, guys. Like put it in your dorm. Go to your dorm, please.
Yeah, that's where everyone can go because
Like-
the boys' side doesn't have the slides.
Exactly.
Or like outside where the rain will wash the barf away.
Oh my god.
Yeah, make them go outside in the rain.
So eventually the crowd thins out, and guess who should show up? It's Sirius Black.
Oh my
really?
god. What?
Wouldn't have
Would you look
expected
at that?
them.
So the last time they talked, they had like a little bitch fight, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Because Sirius was like, I thought you were cool like James.
You're the one
And
who's
that was
talking
cool
about
again.
this book every week.
I can't possibly be tasked with remembering.
No,
Harry
I say that. Ask me a question about the beginning of the
Still.
Silmarillion or the end of the Silmarillion. Nothing.
Wow, you
There's
read the
nothing up there.
Silmarillion?
I think
Yeah.
I think the last time that Sirius and Harry spoke, it was in the fire, and Sirius was like, I'll come back like this again. And Harry was like, no, it's not safe. Or like, I'll come
Yes,
meet you in
you're right.
London no, not in London. I'll come meet you in Hogsmeade the next time you're there.
And everyone's like,
Harry and
no, you
Hermione were like,
fucking
"Absolutely
idiot."
fucking not. And Sirius was like, oh, I thought you were cool.
You're an escaped criminal.
Like, you're
But
Dad.
now Harry's cool again because he's doing something against the rules.
Yes.
So Harry's like telling Sirius about the new educational decree. And Sirius butts in to be like, I know about your cool little after school club, my dude.
And they're like, what? And
yeah,
he's
don't
like,
you know,
Club.
Dung does
you
drag.
fucking idiots.
Yeah. Mundungus was the witch under the veil at the bar.
I love this. He says, you have a lot to learn. He tells that to Hermione when she's like, but we went to the Hogsmeade. Wouldn't that have been better than the
Hog's Head.
butter beer, whatever? The 3 broomsticks. That's it.
No, you did it right.
And he's like, you wouldn't have been overheard at the 3 broomsticks. You idiots. Don't you know anything about running an illegal organization? You children.
No,
Yeah.
no, they don't.
No, they don't. So Molly has sent a message, Molly Weasley, banning Ron from the group and encouraging Harry and Hermione to also not do that. Sirius is like, I think it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that Harry's like, you don't really seem to be sharing that message with a lot of like, you know, enthusiasm or authority. And he's like, I'm just delivering it because I've been told to say it. And Ron, please write your mother and let her know that I told you this because she won't believe me otherwise.
Yeah.
But I think you're real fucking cool.
Yeah.
We still
it.
can't gloss over the fact that Mundungus does drag. I feel like we can't
Yes!
gloss over
The
that.
witch in the veil. Oh my God. Mundunga.
Yeah, he mentions that he's been dressing up as he's taken to dressing up as a witch a lot lately.
I want to know.
Good for him.
I think this is just his like drag persona, like witch in a veil.
Dude, the best spies would be like gender fluid, so they can like mold into any situation, any disguise. You know
what? I might like Mundungus a little bit more now. You know.
Maybe it was Mia in our Behind the Magical Bastards episode that's coming up in February. But if you just read the name Mundungus to someone who doesn't know Harry Potter, they're like, what did you just say to me? Dungus? Mundungus?
Mundungus Fletcher.
It's a bad name. They're just like chatting. Suddenly, Sirius Black goes like tense and then disappears. And where his head was, a hand reaches into the fire, grabbing, grab. Per the chapter title that I'm going to post on Instagram today.
Good.
The chapter illustration.
Yeah.
It's Umbridge.
Terrifying.
Wait, whose hand is that? Wrong answers only.
Let's see. It's short fingers, old-fashioned rings.
Fudge.
Dobby.
I was going to say, is it the Thing from the Addams Family? The
Oh, yeah,
hand?
Thing.
Yes, it is
Yeah.
Thing.
Just Thing,
That's a
no
good
the.
one. Yeah, just Thing. Yeah.
I love Thing.
Interesting.
He's got the most personality of all of them.
I have questions about like the physics of the Flu Network because
Yeah.
it says that the hand
Yeah.
was grasping where Sirius's hair had been just moments before. And assuming that Umbridge is doing this up in her office, and obviously Sirius is in Grimwald Place,
How?
does that imply that like she could have grabbed him through the Flu Network and then like pulled him the rest of the way through to her side?
I don't know.
I think so. I want to say yes.
Like, maybe she knows, like, advanced magic to do shit like that. Like, surveillance shit like
the fact that she can like do that from hers and like be watching theirs is so weird. Like, they're connected. Magic is cool.
We live in a surveillance state, you know?
Yeah. Very creepy.
Oh wait, hang on. Whose hand is that? Wrong answers only. Elon Musk.
Okay, nice. Well done.
Thank you.
Just grabbing in to take
it's
some more.
the hand in the Deus Ex Media logo.
Oh, yeah, our
Yay!
logo.
It's the
Our
hand.
whole logo. Amazing.
There you go.
We're at the end of the chapter.
What?
Charlie, is there anything left that you want to talk about? Anything at all?
Gender isn't real.
Woo! Round of applause.
So what gender are you? Stairs or slides?
Escalators. Eels.
I'm a slippery bitch.
I understood that reference.
Mary Clay, any last words?
No, nothing.
Oh, fuck. I forgot at the beginning of the episode to be like, Merry Christmas. Happy
Oh
holidays.
wait,
Happy
this
Hanukkah.
is coming out on the solstice. Happy solstice, everybody.
Yay, happy
solstice.
solstice.
Wait, what? I'm going to fact check that before. Oh, it does release on the 21st, huh?
Yeah.
Man, I'm really bad at saying things at the top of the episode if I don't write them.
I had it in my brain. I'm like, I'm gonna say it when he introduced me, and I totally forgot.
Okay, so it's the solstice. It's the 4th day of Hanukkah. It's a couple days before Christmas.
Yeah.
New Year, too. New Year's one I enjoy. Mary Claire, are you coming to my house for New Year's?
Yes.
Okay,
I
good.
think I immediately marked myself as going because I'm one of those people who I never have New Year's plans. I think this is something that like I, up until like maybe the last couple of years, have been like a very like woe is me attitude until finding out that like a lot of people also never have like fun things to do on New Year's Eve. And like New Year's
Eve is hard
Eve
for adults, I
sucks
think.
for a lot of people. And like this is actually a very common thing. So I'm excited just to like
Be with
have
friends.
somewhere to go, you know?
Yeah.
It won't be like New Year's Eve 2020 where I was home alone and I started Return of the King at just the right time so that at midnight it's done. Played. Yes, Mr. Frodo, it's over
That sounds
now.
fun in its own way.
I mean, that is fun still.
It was deeply depressing. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Well, I feel like I couldn't have been doing anything better that
Yeah, I was gonna say
year
it was a pandemic year.
specifically.
Yeah, but like you have a partner. Like I was alone.
Yeah, I
had
have a partner.
I had a skeleton that I crocheted a scarf.
Mary Clay, you just need to glomp onto me and Sean's bubble. When COVID hit and it was like people were talking about bubbles, it was like me, Sean, and Haley. That was our bubble. Because Haley's a singleton.
I don't think I was as, I don't know. I don't think I like knew you guys as well when COVID hit. Because like I started to get to know more of y'all better when we started this podcast, and then the pandemic hit like a month into the podcast.
True that. Thank God. Am
yeah.
I right? What if we were still sitting around my kitchen table screaming over each other? Can you
My
imagine?
God, this podcast would not
Can you
have
imagine
lasted.
5 seasons of
It
that?
would not have lasted.
I did kind of want to say something when you started that setup of being like, hey, like this is a fun idea, but like from a logistical standpoint, I'm not sure it's the best thing to listen to. And then I was like, no, she has a vision. I'm going to let her play it out. So maybe it's best that the pandemic hit and now we have better, deeper conversations than all of us screaming in one room
Do you
together.
guys feel like this was a better, deeper conversation than all of us screaming?
I mean, we still screamed, just like
I
more
think so,
focused,
yeah.
more in a focused way.
And also, like, I don't know if you would have gotten guests on if we had stayed in that format, you know?
How on earth could I have?
Yeah, like, there wouldn't have been possible to do guests. So, and now, like, we know so many lovely people because you've reached out to them and gotten them on the pod.
You're right about that. I started a network.
Yeah, this is one of them.
Waves.
Brag. Hashtag brag.
Yay.
Let's move on to plugs. Are you guys ready?
Maybe.
Yes, let's do it.
Charlie, where can people listen to your dulcet tones besides right here?
Many places. Mostly my podcast, Of the Eldest Gods. If you like Percy Jackson and the Riordan verse, that's what me and my co-host Ray do. Other places on the internet. I'm at Green Pixie 12, most places. Twitter kind of still exists. And there I'm Green Pixie 123.
That's fine.
Yeah. Also, I'm doing drawing things a lot right now, so check out my Instagram, Green Pixie Draws. I'm drawing like a crazy person right now, actually. I need to start posting more things on there.
I love all your stuff.
Yay.
All that shit's linked in the show notes. And Charlie, what have you been watching, reading, playing, listening to recently that you think the listeners of our podcast would enjoy?
My plug is gonna be Klaus. Because like
Klaus. What year is that? 2005?
Nope.
No.
No, that was like
2015.
wasn't it like
No, it's like
2019.
2018.
Yeah.
Or 2019.
2019? 2019, I
It's
think.
relatively
I
recent, yeah.
I threw out a year. It was obviously wrong.
And we jumped down your throats.
I Googled it. It's 2019.
It's 2019 because that was like right before I started at Domino's that movie came out. I know
I
this.
support you. It's a great movie.
Yeah. I remember watching that while I was sad and crying in December because I no longer had a job.
mood.
Depresso December. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
Sad and crying in December. That's
Yeah.
I feel like that's Taylor Swift's next album name.
That's one of her past albums.
Oh, didn't she? Yeah,
there was
wasn't
like Back to December. That's literally one of her songs.
is okay, a song, not an album though.
But yeah, still. Yeah, Klaus.
You can kind of describe anything using Taylor Swift song titles.
I'll describe Klaus though. You know, you're the best, the most
That's okay.
Christmassy.
We do one sentence plugs, remember, in season 5.
we stick to it very strictly.
The most Christmassy movie, but also the least Christmassy. There you go.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. Mary Clay, everyone knows where to find you, but just tell them anyway.
Okay, cool. I host a podcast called That's What I'm Talking About. I believe by the time this episode comes out, I'll have just released an episode on this really lovely collection and publication called Letters from Father Christmas. And it's letters that J.R.R. Tolkien wrote to his children as Father Christmas.
Aw,
And
that's really sweet.
he did it for, I think it spans like over 20 years worth of letters. And it's really wholesome and precious. And it's so quintessentially J.R.R. Tolkien. Like he made a language. He made up another language for these letters.
Whoa.
So anyway, that
Whoa.
episode I think will have just come out yesterday. Hopefully. If I write it.
With any luck.
Whereas me recording this episode now, I still have to finish reading, researching, writing, and record it and edit it. It's fine. I'll do it all.
You're doing great.
And then my recommendation is something that Christina might have recommended in the past because I started playing it because of her. It's a video game called Cozy Grove.
Oh, yeah, I did. But do it again.
It's fresh, is all I'll say. It's just like it's very relaxing and wholesome. And I like it a little more than Animal Crossing because you have like a list of like exact, like concrete things to do rather than like
wandering around aimlessly.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it's a little bit spooky.
Can I interest you in Dreamlight Valley?
I do want to play that. Mary Clay, I only paid like $9 for mine. How much did you pay in the Switch store?
I think it was like $15 maybe.
It's a pretty inexpensive game.
Yes, yeah, it's very inexpensive. Exactly. I don't think I've bought a video game at like full Nintendo Switch price in years.
Oh, wait, I just remembered that I just started my new job, and I said when I got my first full paycheck, I was allowed to get Dreamlight Valley. Is that what it's called, right?
Yes, Disney Dreamlight Valley.
So I actually, after this, I'm going to go buy it because I said I couldn't. I got paid today.
Good,
Yay!
go buy it.
What a cool story, right?
Love
I'm so
that.
happy.
Yeah, I second your plug of Cozy Grove. It's very sweet.
Well, you already plugged it before, so this is you thirding it.
I thirded.
I seconded your plug, and now you're seconding my second.
Perfect. I've been your host, Christina. You know where to find me. And today, I know I've been plugging all the podcasts that I listened to recently, but I'm going to take a break for the holidays. And I'm going to plug Bob's Burgers, my favorite TV show of all time, by far. And I'm going to plug Mary Clay. Don't cry because I'm going to cry. This is a reminder to me, Christina, hello, that you need to rank the Christmas episodes because I've been ranking the holiday episodes. And
this one has to be number one, right? Like
it's not number one, but it's good.
It's
like
up there, yeah.
In the show notes, you can find my ranking to the Bob's Burgers Christmas episodes. And the most recent one was really, really good. Like this happens to me every once in a while when I'm like reading a book, watching a movie, listening to something where you're like chilling on this story. You're like listening to it or reading it or whatever. And then something happens and you're just like, oh my God, that's so beautiful. And you're just like sobbing suddenly. That's
and
never happened to me before with Bob's Burgers.
Yes,
my
I was about to say,
TV
like,
show of all time.
I have not ever cried at Bob's Burgers. And the way I was ugly
There's some sweet
sobbing.
moments, but this one was like, oh my God.
It's the most, like, nothing bad happens. It's just so wonderful. I'm literally going to start crying, so we need to end this episode.
That's the end of the episode, right, Shirley?
Do
we do it all?
Can't be serious.
Thanks for being here, Charlie. I forgot to do the thanks part, but that's because it feels like you're just a regular.
I
episode
am.
with the rest of us, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna secretly take over one of the co-host spots.
It's happening. I'm like, I just want to keep inviting the same people over and over again. So that's what you can look forward to in the years to come from the restricted section. All right. Well, so that's the end of the episode. Cool, right? That works.
Bye.
Does that work?
I guess so.
I never know how to end them. It's never good. It's never right.
I'm telling you, gotta come up, and that's the restricted section.
And that's the reason the section's
Yeah, it should be,
restricted.
and that's why the section's restricted.
That's it, potheads. Thanks for listening to the restricted section. This podcast is produced and hosted by me, Christina Kahn. Our theme music was produced by Ryan Kahn. Our logo was designed by Michael Hardison. Please connect with us on Twitter @RestrictedPod, on Instagram @RestrictedSectionPod, on Facebook @RestrictedSectionPod, or in our Facebook group, The Restricted Section Detention Crew. Join our Patreon to get access to our Discord server, our bonus episodes, and other cool perks. We're also very happy to be a member of Deus Ex Media, where all you fucking nerds can find all kinds of fandom podcasts to suit your fancy.
Whoa.
What would you do if there was a terrifying prophecy about you?
Or you had to go on a perilous quest to save a friend.
Or everything you loved was in danger, and the world was about to end?
Whoa, slow down, Charlie. You know what to do when all that crazy stuff happens, right?
Call Ghostbusters?
No, you listen to Of the Eldest Gods.
Right. Sorry, Ray. Y'all can listen to our podcast about the Rick Riordan books.
We'll cover each chapter and talk about some of the fucked up mythological context.
And we'll probably get cursed by Zeus.
Let's hope that doesn't happen this season.
Catch Oteg on all your podcast platforms.
And eat some blue food while you listen.
Wish us luck while we survive the apocalypse.
Charlie.
What?
Today, I almost, for the very first time in the history of this podcast, I almost completely forgot to read the chapter. And it was exactly 1 hour before this moment, and I was cooking dinner, and I was like, I have just enough time to listen to somebody read it to me on YouTube.
Deus Ex Media.